Hello everyone, my name is Rena, known as RR Simmer, here on YouTube. I have decided that Let's Plays are a lot of fun and I've really enjoyed watching other YouTubers with their Let's Plays. Although MaryMew, who is another Sims 3 content creator here on YouTube, has also discussed that sometimes when you play with a Let's Play, you can fall in love with it, you can get bored with it, and sometimes it's hard to push yourself to want to continue your Let's Play. Gigi's Neck of the Woods is a great YouTuber, and she discussed how Let's Plays, also from Pleasant Sims channel, can sometimes die out and not have as much as a fan base if it's just not interesting, or if it's not original or something new. Just because Let's Plays used to be very, very popular. There is the Leprosy Challenge, there's 100 Baby Sim Challenge. I mean, there's so many different challenges which are all very fun, but of course with YouTube and the algorithm, you have to make sure that you're creating content that will actually be pushed out to your viewers and into your viewers engaged. And just the editing, recording, and storyline alone takes a lot of time and energy. So I wanted to update you guys on where I've been with my Let's Play. It is the Newberries. This is my family. Again, like I talked about, it's my completed Leprosy Challenge. I'm on generation, I believe, 12 now or 13. Lanford is the newest, youngest child of the heir of the legacy. I have been having so much fun just playing this family off camera, and I also haven't been playing with them as much just because I moved. So a little update, I moved from my old apartment to my new apartment. We no longer have roommates. It's just my husband and I now with our little dog Alvin, and it has been a lot of fun trying to decorate and unpack and just make the space feel like home. But it's also very stressful because moving takes a lot of time, energy. Very, very happy to be settled now. A few days now, and I kind of had a lot of changes happen. And there's a lot I want to update you guys on with this family if you're interested. And if you've enjoyed the previous Let's Plays, where we're at now, we are in Greymont Bay, which is a custom content world. And this is a beautiful, beautiful world. I absolutely adore it. I saw it on other world overviews, and I also got to see it, I believe, MaryMew Cjplays. I'll link those two videos in my description if you guys want to go check those out. Beautiful. It's got the ocean side, it's got the farming area over here, and it's just beautiful. It's got all the docks and ports and the houseboats. Beautiful beach. I mean, it's just got these beautiful little homes within each little neighborhood. It's got a nice downtown district area. Also got some very large, rich homes and, more middle-class family-style homes. So I just love the look of this world. I love that it's coastal. I love that it reminds me of Oregon. But it's just beautiful. It's got, lakes in the back. It's got all the foresty green hillside. It's got the neighborhoods that I wanted to move to a new world, and it also helps with keeping gameplay interesting. If you're getting bored in your game, moving to a new world or taking a vacation, traveling makes it really, really fun. But anyways, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through screenshots and show you guys exactly what has been happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the screenshots here. Jaden and Charlotte ended up dating. They weren't boyfriend-girlfriend at the time yet, but she had romantic interest in one another, and Charlotte ended up becoming pregnant. So she had a teen pregnancy, and unfortunately her parents were not happy with that, and they basically kicked her out. So now Charlotte was out on her own, and Jaden decided to move out of his parents' home with his parents' permission, as well as Nikki and Jaden. So Nikki is his father, and then Jaden, they did not get along. They started becoming enemies with each other. They started fighting all the time. So Nikki and Jaden were no longer getting on the best terms, and Jaden had enough of it. He said, okay, Dad, I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I'm taking Charlotte with me. And so they decided to move it into an apartment complex. So they lived in a cute little small 1-bedroom apartment on the beach side, and they had a beautiful view of the beach. She was able to do her art out there. It was just gorgeous. They, of course, lived with plenty of roommates because they could not afford a home or an apartment on their own. So they had quite a few roommates who lived in the building that's connected to theirs. They always had alien alien encounters. I think this is the most alien encounters I've had in this game, which has been a lot of fun. So I include some screenshots from that. Of course, one of the roommates was getting abducted during that night. And then eventually, Jaden decided that since Charlotte is pregnant and they were going to have a child together, that he wanted to make their relationship official. So they became boyfriend and girlfriend. Of course, the occasional fire would outbreak because cheap stoves and apartments and lots of chaos. One day at the coffee shop in Waylandburg County, Nikki and Cassandra and Charlotte's dad were all there and solve any issues that was going on between them. So Jaden and Nikki tried talking it out and basically tried rebuilding their relationship and their bond because Jaden was soon to be a teen dad. So here you'll see actually Charlotte her body's invisible only because I don't have teen pregnancy like outfits specific for them. So if you don't have clothing for teens when they become pregnant for maternity, they will actually become invisible. So I think I should just go ahead and download some of those. But you'll see Jaden and Charlotte's father. He is trying to get the approval from the father of the relationship of the baby, and you can see Jaden's mom Cassandra in the back. She's actually very, very excited to be a grandmother, and she loves Charlotte very much. On the weekends, Charlotte and Jaden would just enjoy the beach that they live right in front of, so they went out for a nice day on the weekend together. Anyways, Charlotte gave birth to their son Lanford not too shortly after that, and baby Lanford is now our number 13 of our Leprosy Challenge completion. So little Lanford was born at night, smooth pregnancy, happy little baby. And then Charlotte and Jaden were soon to age up to young adults. So here they're having their birthday parties. And then here is little baby Lanford in his room, just playing with his little block toys. Charlotte ends up becoming a very ambitious power woman. She wants to rise up the chain of her job. She wants to become very successful. And when she ages up to a young adult, she actually gains the trait of dislikes children. So sadly, she ends up basically ignoring their son, and she really wants to focus on herself, maybe because she got pregnant in her teen years, so now she feels that she needs to become something greater and, you know, really work on herself. So unfortunately for the son, little Lanford, Jaden's basically taking care of him primarily himself, while Charlotte is really, really busy with her job. They make enough money from Charlotte's job to move out of that beachside condo apartment, and now they are moving into their very first starter family home in town. So here is their starter family home. I did give this home a makeover. I wish I could find the screenshots of what it looked like after. And then let's go to the next portion of photos. So shortly after that, Jaden ends up graduating, and he's a very proud father. He loves his son Lanford. They get along very well, and I think Jaden really wanted to develop a strong relationship with his son because unfortunately him and his dad, they did not get along eventually, and hence why he moved out with Charlotte and built his own life for himself. Here we've seen some really cute photos of him taking his son around town and just really building that bond between them. Meanwhile, Charlotte, since she's focusing so much on herself, she also gained some celebrity points, and she really wants to become a socialite. So she orders some drinks and basically develop and work on her skills, as well as develop the relationship panel with other celebrities in town, and there's little opportunities that will pop up for her. So this event was her getting to go buy a drink at this really fancy bar, and she was able to gain celebrity points and live that good celebrity life. She's enjoying nights on the town, drinking and getting all dolled up and fancy. Here she's been really, really busy, and unfortunately poor Lanford, he doesn't get any of his time with his mom. Even when I've tried to get the mom to hang out with him, she just gets that moodlet where she is just not happy. So basically avoids him altogether. She gets really, really excited that she's working on herself. She goes and gets a tan, and she gets invited to parties. So that's making Charlotte very, very happy. Playing with Charlotte, so busy working on herself and her celebrity life that Jaden felt overwhelmed. He couldn't go to work and he couldn't take care of his son at the same time. So Cassandra and Nikki decided that since they aged up, they, can have the support of Jaden around and help out with his son. So they moved into this beautiful estate right in front of the waterfall. It's absolutely gorgeous. This was a vampire family that moved into town right next door to us, and here are their twin daughters. Charlotte really wanted to meet a vampire, know the vampire life, and eventually she really wants to become a vampire herself. So she's trying to build that relationship with this family and get to know them. Meanwhile, back at home, they ended up hiring a butler to take care of baby Lanford as well. Jaden, funny enough, since he has a mean-spirited trait, he ended up fighting with this butler, and this butler ended up dismissing himself and leaving because he had enough of Jaden's issues. And of course, Jaden is the couch potato trait as well, so he ends up spending quite a bit of time in front of the TV, and hence why we also needed a butler. Seeing Charlotte wanting to gain more points with celebrities, and she really wanted to meet some other socialites. So here she's out in the town at another bar, just meeting other Sims in town, and of course paparazzi has been following her everywhere because she's gaining her status pretty quickly. And eventually she befriends one of the most well-known vampires in town and asks her to turn her into a vampire. So Charlotte is very excited. She eventually turns into a vampire, and now she's very pleased with herself. She's really got really high celebrity points. She's gained a lot of socialite friends. Little Lanford, it's time for him to age up into a child. So here we're seeing him blow out his candles with his dad, Jaden, and eventually he will turn into a child. Of course, Charlotte, on the other hand, is not happy with this occasion, and she tries to avoid being around her son as much as possible. Here's a really cute screenshot I wanted to take of the family just to see how little Lanford has grown up into a child, and I thought these screenshots were really cute. Anyways, so Charlotte has finally turned into a vampire, and I think she's a little bit worried about what Jaden will think and how it will interfere with her life, but she's also very excited for this new adventure for herself, and she's wondering if Jaden will still love her as much as he does already, but just wondering if he will accept her as being a vampire. Eventually, she realizes that after she tells Jaden, Jaden of course loves her dearly, and his feelings for her don't change. Here you see that he actually was the opposite of what Charlotte was worrying about, and he pops the question and decides to propose. So up to this point, they were only boyfriend, girlfriend, and now that they are engaged, it's just a big step in their relationship. So they have a cute little private wedding. I don't think they wanted to do anything public, especially with their parents, not having the best relationship. So they went ahead and got married. And then of course, Charlotte around town is not exactly accepted by all the Sims. They don't really care for the vampires, and vampires are pretty much outcasted, and she's having the issue of no longer feeling as accepted as she once was. Does that stop her from going around and trying to turn the town? Absolutely not. She goes around and she turns a few Sims into vampires, and that is becoming her lifetime wish. Lanford, now that he is a child, he thinks this is kind of a way for him to bond with his mom if he befriends the vampires. So they had a lot of fun. They had a little play date. Fortunately, a bad turn when Charlotte went to go pick up Lanford from the house because their play date was over, and they actually both ended up catching on fire from the Deep Conversations mod. Lanford was able to run to the shower and save himself. Charlotte ended up passing away from the fire, so she ends up not making it, and sadly the Grim Reaper shows up, and now Charlotte, she actually begs the Grim Reaper for life, and she does not get accepted, and she actually is now no longer in the family. And it's sad because this is the vampire family's home, and it was just a sad time. And Lanford is just trying to focus on him being a child and having fun, and didn't end up building him a treehouse in their backyard to kind of distract him from his mother's passing and to enjoy his childhood. Unfortunately for Jaden, though, he is just distraught. He's very upset. The fact that Charlotte and him were married, and now that she passed, it's just a very, very sad time for him. He's definitely mourning and having a really difficult time. He's heartbroken at this point, but he's trying to be strong for his son. So this is where Cassandra and Nikki have, to come over and help Lanford work through his sad times and deal with the mourning of his mother. It's just really sweet because Cassandra, his mom, is just trying to comfort her son and, be there for him. Cassandra and Nikki are, supporting Lanford, and they're being there for him. So they didn't move in until after the passing of Charlotte, because now that Charlotte is gone, the mother is gone, the butler is there, Jada needs to get back to work. This is where the grandparents can really be there for Lanford. I ended up building a little granny unit for Nikki and Cassandra to move in, and it's really sweet because we ended up building a little outdoor area for Nikki and Cassandra because Cassandra loves to paint and Nikki is an avid gardener. So here he is planting his plants and really building up the garden. Jaden ends up changing careers, is trying to work on himself. He got that new job, but now he needs to go out at night on town and have some fun and, try to maybe meet someone else. He doesn't want to pass away as a widow. He really wants to have a new lover in his life. While Jaden is having fun going out into town and trying to meet some potential new lovers, the grandparents are enjoying their time at the estate. And this time we actually got a female butler. I feel like we went through so many butlers at this point, but this is our third butler. Her name is Karina, and she ends up taking care of everything in the household, caring for Lanford, and really helping out in any way that she can. Lanford focusing on reading and developing his skills. Of course, the occasional fire has always broken out. Lanford is aging up into 18, so here is his birthday party with his grandparents and his dad. He has officially become a teen. Here at the mausoleum, so he ends up doing that. Now off to meet other Sims and build his friendships. He ends up meeting the werewolf family that's in town, exploring all of Waylandburg County now that he is a teenager. He goes trick-or-treating, he has fun. He really is enjoying while Nikki is focused on, out the rest of his years as an elder and really built his garden really beautifully in the back of the estate where the in-law unit is. And I think this is just absolutely gorgeous. I did download a few custom content pieces and I absolutely adore it. These are actually Sims 3 conversions from Sims 4 to Sims 3 and I absolutely adore them. They're just so cute. That she has published and she ends up writing 2 more books, which I think is incredible. So she's definitely an amazing author. And they really enjoy each other's presence, of course. They're just so darling. They've had a really long-term relationship with them, just having a cute little romantic moment. They're having their romantic moment. Our maid, Karina, and Jaden ended up becoming quite close and flirting. Here they are, and they ended up falling in love. Here things took it's always so funny with Sims relationships. It goes from like 0 to 100 in like a minute. So they ended up having their fun and Karina and him become very, very close and intimate. This is just an interesting photo because Jaden puts the portrait of Charlotte on his wall and meanwhile he's building the relationship with Karina. While this is happening, Charlotte's tombstone starts shaking and Charlotte comes back from the dead and she is not happy. She hears about this romantic rendezvous that's happening in her home with her husband. So unfortunately, Karina and Charlotte have a little tussle and they do not get along. So here you see Charlotte really getting mad at Jaden and being quite upset with how he's treating Karina, how he's acting, how he's into a new relationship, and she's not very, very happy. She actually ends up slapping him and being very angry and then returns to her tomb. When it hits wintertime in Waylandburg County, the family decided to get away on a vacation. They felt it was the time to just really enjoy getting away from the snowy weather and enjoying some sunshine. Went and visited Sunlit Tides for a really nice family vacation. Rented out this beautiful modern front home. Absolutely, it was so beautiful. Aiden and the whole family decided to go snorkeling. They really wanted to go and try out some snorkeling in the ocean. And Lanford ends up gaining the trait when he turned into a teenager of loving to swim. So his scuba diving skill will increase a lot faster than anyone else's. And he ends up loving snorkeling. This is some beautiful photos from their trip. They get to go out and dine and just really enjoy the paradise life. And of course, always enjoy trips to the beach and swimming in the ocean. The world is absolutely beautiful. My goodness. I think I say that about every world, but really, I love the scenery. I love the beautiful trees and hillsides. And look at the ocean. It's just so beautiful. The family has a lot of fun windsurfing, boating, and just really having fun with all the recreation. And he actually ends up meeting one of the local girls and tries to get his first kiss, which does not work out for him. Unfortunately, Lanford tries planting a kiss on this girl that he started talking to and getting to know, and she was not happy with it. So unfortunately, he tried apologizing and making amends with her, but it just did not work out. So poor Lanford, as a teen, trying to get his first kiss, was declined, and it just didn't work out. The beach house, Jaden is barbecuing for the family and just really enjoying a getaway from being in town. It was nice for him and his son to really bond and have fun and just really enjoy their trip together. This is just another beautiful photo of sunlit tides. Of course, they eventually had to return home. Their trip was over, and of course, it was still winter time, so they didn't get to get away from the snow completely. But when we come back, it is actually Lanford's time to go to prom. So good thing that we got back from our trip on time for prom, and Lanford ended up having a great time. The things that has always creeped me out about Generations is the imaginary friend that comes along when you are just a little baby, and Lanford built his relationship with his imaginary friend. Now, him and his imaginary friend could hang out and play around with each other and talk, and they have definitely built up their relationship. So now the imaginary friend basically comes alive and follows him everywhere, which I've always thought is so creepy. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Leave me a comment down below. Do you like the imaginary friend? Do you think it's creepy? Anyways, we have received the wish to make our imaginary friend real. So Lanford has decided to get the chemistry lab table, and he is trying his best to create the imaginary friend potion. Meanwhile, Jaden decides his relationship with Karina has built up quite a bit. He's very happy to be with her again. He's very sad that he was away from her on the trip. So when he comes home, he decides to make things official and propose to Karina, and she, of course, accepts. Are now engaged and really enjoying each other's company. Now that they're engaged, they really wanted to go on a honeymoon and really enjoy this time with each other. They also had a private wedding, so they jumped straight to the honeymoon to kind of get away. And I think Jaden wanted to get away from the snow. He was not a fan of the cold weather, so they decided to travel to Monte Vista together. Monte Vista, they rented out a really cute, small little villa, and they got to enjoy each other's company and just really enjoy relaxing. Here you're going to see Karina is very, very happy with her marriage, and they're just really enjoying their trip together. In town, they end up meeting some of the locals, and one of the locals ended up being a ghost, which Jaden ended up getting to meet. So they ended up meeting some locals. They were out dining together. A lot of fun going around town, visiting the vineyards, going to the pool. Really, really nice honeymoon for the two of them. There's some more beautiful pictures of Monte Vista. That world was absolutely beautiful. They also, on their last night in Monte Vista, they decided to go camping and just really enjoy roasting marshmallows, enjoying a little fire. So their cute little rental, it was really, really darling. Like, look at this picture. So cute. Love the stove, love the kitchen. Really cute little place for them to rent. I love their little bedroom. So Karina, when they return from their honeymoon, Karina really wants to have a family of her own. So she has been thinking about having a child with Jaden. It's something that will happen in the next few weeks to come. I wanted to include a family portrait. So here is the family. So Lanford, after trial and error and basically getting singed from the chemistry lab table, has successfully figured out the potion to make his imaginary friend real. And you know, Pat becomes a sim. So he is added to the family, and that makes Lanford really, really happy. Now, some time has passed, and Lanford is going to age up into a young adult. So here's his birthday party, and he has successfully aged up into a young adult. Changed his haircut, he's going to change his look. Poor Nikki, his garden has not prospered, but they do enjoy those rocking chairs outside despite whatever weather it is. Surprised at the fact that after lots of trying, that her and Jaden have successfully become pregnant. And Jaden ages up into an adult, with Jaden aging up to an adult and Karina becoming pregnant. Lots of changes are happening for the family, as well as Lanford finally becoming a young adult and really wanting to do life for himself. And I think the whole family decided that they wanted to move out of Waylandburg County and move into a new home, into a new town, especially since Jaden also, since he aged up into an adult, in the midlife crisis moodlet, and now he is just deciding, I want to change everything, get away from town, and really start over in a new world with Karina. Here you see their departure of leaving Waylandburg County, which is just so beautiful. We were very sad to leave, but I think the new world will bring new adventures and opportunities for the family. It has finally arrived in Greymont Bay, the world I was showing you earlier, and now they moved into a beautiful home on the hillside overlooking all of the neighborhood and basically having a gorgeous view of the trees and the ocean. Lanford right away wants to work on getting a career started for himself in this new world, and he wants to follow his father's footsteps and joins the criminal career track. Now you guys are fully up to speed with everything. This is the end of the slideshow. Thank you so much for watching. I know it was a ton of photos and it was a really long storyline, but I definitely got a lot of gameplay out of the family, and just so much was happening, and a lot of different fun things that I wanted to update you guys on before we start moving into this new world and continuing with this Let's Play. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and please subscribe if you want to follow along more with this family. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.